Good evening, my awesome fangs. Well, for some of you, good afternoon. I hope everyone had a good week and a fabulous Friday. As I mentioned earlier this week, I'd be discussing how A Quiet Place was ruined for me. Now, when I first watched the movie, I loved it because it was very unique. However, watching it a second time with my husband changed everything. He noticed things I didn't or wasn't paying attention to, which ruined the experience for me. And I'm going to ruin it for you. I'm so sorry. Yes, there will be spoilers, and the reason why I had my husband watch this, even though he hates horror movies, is because he is a sci-fi fan. And this is kind of a sci-fi movie, so I figured he might actually like this. Unfortunately, he kind of brought up many questions, and they are big plot holes. So, that ruined the movie for me, and I watched the second one not that long ago, and unfortunately those same plot holes continued into the second movie and just not fun for me anymore. I don't like the movie anymore. Anyway, so here are my questions. And if you can answer them, that's great, because if you actually can answer these, then maybe you can make me love the movie again. Please, please, let me like the movie again. So in the beginning, you have the family in the store stocking up on supplies. You haven't seen the creatures yet, so you don't know their ability to hear extremely well. However, how are there still so many items in the store when you know this is basically like the end of times or whatever? Wouldn't people have raided the place and stocked up on the medicines, food, and other necessities lining the shelves? The other issue was how the family kept their kids in the back, as you can see behind me. Wouldn't it make more sense to have them between you so they're monitored and you can tell what the hell's going on, especially if one of them strays off or is messing with a toy that is going to potentially make noise? Just saying. Logic here. Logic. Another problem was the sand in the path. Where the heck did they get that much sand from? I know it's a movie, I get it, but seriously, where did all the sand come from? And would it still cover up the sound of the leaves crunching under your feet, especially if the leaves covered the path, as you can see? These are minor issues, though. I'll admit, those are minor. A big issue is the hearing of the creatures in the film. Wouldn't their heartbeat, and by their heartbeat, I mean the family's heartbeat, make enough sound to alert the creatures of their presence? Especially when their hearing is so acute that they can hear the slightest little sound. Just curious. It also seemed like the sound the characters made sometimes alerted the creatures and then other times didn't. For instance, when the couple are in the basement with just a mattress over them and talking, wouldn't the creatures still hear them? Or in the second one, when they're in the building, I think it's like a factory or something, and they're below ground, and the guy says, oh, there's this much cement above us, they can't hear us unless they're right on top of us. How do you know they're not right on top of you? So why would you want to take that chance? Just saying, because as you noticed in the first one, the monsters are constantly stalking that house just from that one sound that's made. I forget which sound, but whatever. Still, just makes you wonder. And another part showed the father and son talking right next to a waterfall. How would they know that would deafen the sound that they're making? And would you really want to take that chance? Plus, when the basement is flooding, the mother is right near rushing water, yet the creature seemed to know she was there. How? It's just, there's too many things that just didn't make sense. The father outside moments before he died was making no sound, yet one of these creatures was stalking him. Why? Another big one is lighting. When there shouldn't be any power, there was lots of power in that house and outside. Sure, they could have a generator. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but wouldn't it make noise, alerting the creatures to their location? Plus, in one scene, the children are playing a board game by a lantern. The lantern gets knocked over, and a fire starts. Why do they need the lantern when the room is fully lit up? Wouldn't the creatures also have an increased sense of smell since they are blind? Usually when you lose one sense, eyesight, your hearing, others become your aid to help you traverse the world around you. So wouldn't it be the same for the aliens? Wouldn't their sense of smell also increase along with their sense of hearing? It was also hard to believe that the military didn't have any weapons to fight back against these creatures or find a weakness to kill the creatures. I understand for the sake of a movie, it's not all going to make sense, especially since the focus is on the family trying to survive in a world invaded by alien creatures. If you were like me during your first viewing, you probably were too entertained to even notice these things because that was my reasoning. The second movie had some of the same problems, like I said, mostly the characters making tons of noise, but the monsters aren't there to kill them immediately, like in the first movie. It takes them a while to show up. So I thought it was interesting when these things can move really fast when they hear the slightest sound, yet it takes them a bit to get to that point. For instance, when the cult, I guess you would call them, kidnapped the girl and the family friend, they made kind of a lot of noise, yet it took so long for the monsters to show up. Thought that was kind of weird. And her moving around the train by herself when you can't hear and you don't know if you're making the slightest sound. Yeah, I was wondering how they didn't notice her. However, if you can forget the blatant problems with the movies, they are not a bad watch. And I'll admit I enjoyed the first one before it was ruined for me. If you notice any of these issues with either of the films, let me know in the comments. And if I ruined these movies for you, I really am sorry. But once you know, you can't unsee them, and I wanted to do a review of these movies, because they kind of are monsters, and fits with Monster Month. Although, yeah, right, technically they're aliens, but I don't care. That is just, something we're gonna ignore. Just gonna ignore that. Let me know what you thought of these films in the comments, and if you were angry that the father died without even trying to fight back, because I was. He had a weapon in his hands. He could have at least tried to fight the monster off. Or, if he had some type of, I don't know, cherry bomb or something, he could have threw that and made the monster go towards the sound and away from him, and he could have saved himself and the kids. Just saying. Just a thought, or, maybe the girl could have messed with her hearing aid beforehand. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and next week I will be discussing Sasquatch, Yetis, Abominable Snowmen, and Bigfoot. So if you don't want to miss that, click the little bell icon to never miss a video. And next Friday I will be talking about aliens. Yes, July is going to be Alien Month because I feel like it. I don't care. And some people have seen weird things in the night sky. So have you seen UFOs or strange lights? Let me know in the comments. I haven't, so I don't know if I actually believe in aliens here on Earth, but maybe there's another planet out there that has life. You never know. Far, far away from us. Possible. And I read an article that I think China got messages from an alien planet. So, who knows? Maybe something is trying to talk to us. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyways, thank you so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Take care until next time. Bye, everyone.